think it was Steve Jobs that gave a very memorable sort of definition to this when he said, privacy is about letting people know what they're signing up for in plain English and repeatedly, right? So I think a lot of what I can, I think CIMB Bank really does a terrific job of this, if you ask me. And the reason for that is because I think privacy as a concept is deeply ingrained into the organization culture, and when that happens, it sort of infuses itself automatically into day-to-day business conversations and day-to-day business decisions, right? So I think GDPR that way is a great start. It's very pro-consumer, and I think, and like I said, it's just a start. I certainly believe that there are going to be more evolving norms that are going to come up, all of which is going to be pro-consumer, which is right and exactly the way it should be. Now, what sort of onus does it place on vendor partners like Lemnisk? And I think that is a very important thing to understand as well. And I think the first one, which is sort of not so intuitive, but I think is really the most important thing here, is to understand and acknowledge the cost of privacy and build it into the platform, right? And I've seen this personally in our journey as well, where in day-to-day sort of scenarios, when you're building a feature, when you're executing on your product roadmap, it's very, very easy to sort of prioritize features that are not prioritize speed, for instance, right? Or prioritize features that are always pro performance, right? Whereas in certain cases you do have to take a step back and acknowledge that you may be slowed down. Your product development processes might actually slow down if you incorporate the appropriate amounts of privacy into your development processes. And I think people always talk of walking that thin line, or the other phrase that I've heard is the gray area that people have to tread. I don't agree with that. And I think we're talking black and white. If you take a pro-consumer stance, then I think it's very black and very white. I think, like, for example, Adam was referring to, I don't need PII to do my analysis. So come what may, I don't need to use it. It's as simple as that, right? So when you take a stance like that, all of your other decision making, all of your other processes automatically align with something like this, right? So I think, we have come a long way since maybe even as recent as a decade back in terms of understanding and implementing consumer privacy. And GDPR, as I said, is a great start. But I really do believe that we will become more and more pro-consumer as we go along.